know how it's going to end up. That's why the scriptures teach you that you got to be in order first, and you have to go about it in a spiritual fashion, with examining and proving and making sure that this person is going to follow Christ, and not just follow you, because you can get stuck. That's alienated from the commonwealth of Israel. Read.
And strangers from the covenants of promise.
And strangers. See, here's the stranger. And strangers from what?
The covenants of promise.
You see that? What is the covenant of promise, brother? The covenant of promise is that God made a covenant for his people that they would inherit the law, the land, him as a God, and them being his people. See, a lot of blacks don't understand that God had chosen them above all people that are upon the face of the earth. A lot of people don't understand that, man. And therefore, but you understand that. But do she understand that?
I try to teach her.
But no. Do she understand? See that, and that's why you have the problems that you have. So now we need to go back to that Proverbs 6, because this is answering your problem. You dealing with somebody that's strange, that's a stranger to God. She don't know the Most High. The Most High knows her because he created her, but she don't know the Lord. And by her not knowing the Lord, she gonna do whatever she want to do, when she want to do it, because she's not thinking. That woman has to be taught. You see what I'm saying? And a woman has to be taught before we deal with a woman. We just can't deal with a woman and then expect it to turn out right. Nah, bro, you good. You good. You just a little fat. You can't get that, then you tripping. I need shot.
I got that.
I was gonna make sure I was straight out here.
Oh my God! I know. I bet you didn't. I bet.
It's recorded.
I said,
Yeah.
God
You
told
gotta get him.
me to follow me, and woman follow man. So if I'm following God and you following me, we should all be all right. The minute you put your hands on me, you put your hands on God. I'm man of God. So I'm never going to see it wrong or down the wrong path. So what you beating me up? Basically disrespect God. And then the Bible says, a woman is a weak vessel. Not necessarily mean that you're weaker than us, but you should answer to a wise man, the one that's the best for you, and who is following him, not following his own merit, who's following him. And I try to explain it all the time. And she looked at my phone, and yeah, I'm 23 years old. I'm a cosmetologist. I live in a woman's world. Yeah, my mother's gonna text me off the wall stuff. If I don't text back, fine. Back about the room, I'm getting punched up. And that's why I got in my car and I left. I said, I'm through with this. Man, I'm done with this. My mother and father was married for 50 years.
Right.
He a bitch, he married 50 years. I said, I'm not used to this. And not once has my dad called my mama a B-word, a hoe, none of that stuff. I know how to respect women. And then not once has my mama put his hands on my dad. So I'm not used to that. That's why up the book. It's just like, it's not how it's supposed to be. But hey, I gotta say, y'all keep on doing what y'all doing because y'all changing the world here.
Hey, I thought we wasn't finished. We wasn't finished. We was in Proverbs. I'm listening to you, brother.
I got 8%.
You got 8%?
Yeah.
Turn your light down. You know what I'm saying? Drop your back screen down. To save on energy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Proverbs 6:1. My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, and thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth.
You see that? The Lord said that we're snared, that a man, you get snared with your own words, because we convince ourselves that this thing is going to work.
Right.
And a lot of it be motivated based on what? Based on lust. I'm going to say sex, based on lust. You see what I'm saying? A lot of it be fornication, man. You know what I'm saying? It be lasciviousness. All that sex. Lust, lasciviousness. You understand? You can't do that. The Most High is going to judge you. Now you say that you're a man of the Lord, then a man of the Lord ain't going to be lusting, man. You see what I'm saying? The way that we show that we love the Most High and that we men of the Lord, is first, man, we got to put on the commandments of the Lord. Can you get that? St. John 14 and 15.
St. John chapter 14, verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
You see that? Read it again.
St. John 14 and 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Is that it? So Christ said that if you love him, you got to keep his commandments, brother. Okay? Now, can you get 1 John 2 and 4?
1 John chapter 2.
I ain't walking that way. I ain't walking that way.
What's your name?
My name is
My name is Jordan. My name is Bob. We had church on Effect Heights, Illinois. We have a temple over there called Temple of One Church of Living God. It's like a nationwide thing. And since I was born, I was raised here. That's how I understand what y'all was talking about.
Right.
And I know I get.
But you know, Jordan, you know what we're talking about is beyond Christianity, because the Lord never gave us Christianity.
I know.
And so we taking, taking steps, man, to move our people and nudge to move our people in the right direction back towards their true nationality. Okay, get that.
1 John chapter 2 verse 4.
Because here's the thing. The whole Bible from Genesis to Revelation is about the Israelites. And the whole Bible from Genesis to Revelations is telling the Israelites that they need to keep God's commandments. In Christianity, ain't no commandments. Read that.
1 John chapter 2 verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
So then why are our people believing that they don't have to keep God's commandments? See that? We have to keep God's commandments. From the first commandment to the 10th commandment. And all the ordinances and all the statutes that pertain to deal with those commandments. You understand? Because if we don't keep those commandments, then what's going to happen? We're going to inherit life anyway? It's not going to happen. Okay, can you get St. John, what's that? 8. Romans 8. Okay, I know you want untied constraint, and that's why I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to have a little pace.
Romans chapter 8 verse 13.
No, 1.
Romans chapter 8 verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ.
You see that? If you in Christ, it ain't no condemnation. But what's the problem? It's hard for the mass majority. It's hard for us to figure out who's in Christ and who's not in Christ. Because the mass majority claim Christ, but they're really free. They just do whatever they want to do. You understand? And they feel that there is no consequences for it. It says that there is no condemnation to them which are in Christ. What is it to be in Christ? To be in Christ, you have to keep Christ's commandments. Yeah, you can get it. And to be in Christ, you have to keep Christ's commandments, man. That's the only way to be in Christ. And I'm sorry, the laws are not being taught. Read.
2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having this seal. The Lord knoweth them that are his, and let every one that nameth the name of Christ,
He's finna tell you to do something. Go ahead.
depart from iniquity.
The question is, what is iniquity?
I know what equity
What is iniquity?
is. Elaborate.
Iniquity is sin. Depart from sin. So you cannot depart from sin unless you apply God's laws. Just ignore them, brother. And what is sin? Can you get that, brother? Let this brother get it. Go ahead, brother.
1 John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
Right. Whosoever committed sin, whosoever committed iniquity,
I'm gonna give you the solution.
transgresseth also what?
Transgresseth also the law.
Transgresseth also the law. Go ahead.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So committing iniquity is transgressing God's laws. Now go back to 1.
8.
Yeah, 8. And then we'll read that Timothy again. Read it.
Romans 8 and 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ.
So if you're in Christ, you are not going to be condemned. Okay? It's a process. Get on the road to it. Go ahead.
Who walk not after the flesh,
Who walk not after the flesh. Go ahead.
but after the Spirit.
What is the flesh? Get Galatians 5. This is what the flesh is, bro. We're going to read it. And these things is sin according to the Bible.
Galatians chapter 5 verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest,
Go ahead.
which are these, Adultery.
Adultery. You see that? That's the commandment. Thou shalt not do it. What is adultery? Adultery is when a woman has a man but deals with another man. Adultery is when a man has a woman, he puts that woman away and go deal with another woman because he's not satisfied with that one woman. Christ said that in Matthew 19. Okay? That's adultery right there.
Fornication.
Fornication. What is fornication? Fornication is when you touch somebody that is not your wife or is not your husband. That is fornication. Okay? So test driving the putain, fingering a woman, or letting a woman rub your parts.
I gotta apologize. You said adultery.
That's fornication. We dealt with adultery and we also dealt with fornication.
How you spell that? Adultery.
A-U-L. Okay, go ahead. A-D-U-L-T-E-R-Y. Adultery. Do you understand adultery?
Yes, I need to overheard that much shit.
You overheard that?
I'm not in this. I confess my sin. I repent. I confess my sin. But the least I can do is give her that.
So you committed adultery?
I did, but I didn't. I never done it, but I did talk. So I feel like it's the same thing. So.
Well, you went and you know what I'm saying. You went into lust and you start lying about it. But
Right.
see, it's okay. So I understand her vexation. That'll bring vexation, but at the same time, you manning up and say, hey, I shouldn't have did that. This, then the third. That's reasonable, but she still should not have raised her hand at you. So you understand correctly. I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you why you fall into temptation, brother. The scriptures say, "Woe unto him that is alone." You understand? You are alone. You are alone.
I feel it.
And as long as you are alone, Satan gonna constantly tempt you. You know what I'm saying? Satan will tempt you, man. And you'll be an easy prey and an easy target, man, for a lot of women. So you gotta shake that. You gotta put yourself in a position to where you can have friendship or the fellowship of the spirit. You gotta put yourself in a position to where you can have fellowship of the spirit. I ain't talking about the Baptist church you attend. No, I ain't talking about that either. Because that church ain't teaching the law. That church is just for members only. That church is about membership. You gotta return, you gotta come back unto the Most High as an Israelite. All right, you see what I'm saying? That's what has to happen. And if you do, the Lord said He'll have mercy. Can you get the Isaiah 55? Listen to this, brother. God's trying to, He's trying to help you, brother.
I know He brought it for a reason, but like.
After this precept, then go ahead and go.
Okay,
Isaiah 55 and 7. Let the wicked forsake his way.
So now, lusting is wicked. You see what I'm saying? And we won't be called wicked. So you did that, and you repented. You prayed to the Most High, ask the Lord to forgive you. You deal with that woman and ask her concerning this thing. But see, when you ask the Most High to forgive you, then you got to turn around and now be ready to put your foot in the right direction, right? Okay then. So now, once you ask the Most High to forgive you over that, that's a done thing. Don't do it no more. And that woman that got that mental hold on you to where you calling her, then you need to stop that. You understand? Oh, okay, well, I'm just saying, you need to stop that. And then the woman that you have the issue with, you got to man up and you got to talk to her. One thing a woman don't like is a man that lies. You understand? Stand up and just be like, listen, I did this, that's the other. I apologize. You can admit, I gave place to say, damn, I was lusted, I was weak. That was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I don't know why I did that, but I ain't gonna do it again. And then let your yay be yay, your nay be nay. Stand on your word and then don't do it no more. But then you have to go into the scripture. You need to correct that woman on being violent. Because the scriptures teach us in Titus that we should be no brawler. And she can't do that, because what happens when a woman raises her hand up against a man? It makes the man want to be violent back. And it ain't no place in the household for violence at all. Domestic abuse is supposed to be dead amongst our nation. We can't do that. You see what I'm saying? And then make straight paths for your feet, brother. Okay? So now it says, then you won't be called being called wicked pertaining to that. And then you got to separate yourself. You got to put some distance between that action that you did. You can't do that. And don't be lusting and looking at women. And then start this damn loop. You should be at home with your woman.
No, actually, I'm playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, okay. Okay, you let the cat out the bag.
The last day was another woman right now.
But okay, and I'm gonna take that. I believe that. But listen, but you fall out with your woman. Your woman wants you to be there with her, man. She mad.
Nah, she had a friend out shit.
But that ain't no place. When we have problems, we need to be at home, man, with our woman. If I can't get along with my woman, I ain't going nowhere. And she ain't going nowhere. And I'm gonna go sit down and chill in the other room. She gonna go chill, and then we gonna come back together until we get these things resolved, and then we can go move on. But we don't go and move on no hot head. You see what I'm saying? Right now, and bear with me, this ain't your thought. This edification for a lot of people, man. This edification for a lot of people. And so listen. So now check this out. Check this out. You fall out with your woman, and there's a lot of beautiful women that's gonna walk up and down here. Half of them ain't got no damn panties on. And then, but that's not true. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. This is for everybody. Half of them ain't got no drawers on. And you fell out with your woman. What you think could end up happening after 6 or 7 years? And 2 or 3 shots? A mistake.
Yep.
See, that's why, man, when we have a situation, man, in our life, in our relationship, in our marriage, we need to be at home dealing with that woman. We need to be confessing our faults. And I'm going to tell you something. All y'all couples, this is what y'all do, man. Deal with, I call it at home with my own wife. I said, I'm going to deal with Genesis. You know what Genesis is? Genesis is the beginning. I'm going to go to the beginning of where it started. I ain't going to the middle. I ain't going to the end. I'm going to where it started.
That's
and
right.
What any one of us could have did right the first time. If you gave somebody an evil look, you shouldn't have did it. Regardless of how you feel. A lot of you give place to emotions. Don't be in your emotions. If there's a problem or situation, you know what needs to happen? You need to address that person and say, hey, you doing this, I don't like that. You don't need See, that's a problem. And you know how long that problem is going to go and it's going to escalate from there? What was the genesis? And you went on about your business, or you murmured, or you said something. Whose fault is, regardless of all the things that happened after that, whose fault is it? It's gonna be your fault because in the beginning you did something wrong. If you hadn't did that, then the next day and the next day and all the drama that's associated with it, it would not exist. You gotta go play. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, I'm calling you, shut up.
I know it. I know it. I believe that. I believe that. So, I mean, we clear. In the beginning. If you can humble yourself that in the beginning, I was wrong, and then try justifying each other sometimes. We quick to justify ourselves. How do we justify ourselves? When we explain this and we explain that. This is what I meant, and this is what I said, and this, and I ain't feel like that, and I ain't say that. Why don't we justify this person? You really got mad at me because I rolled my eyes, or I murmured, or I stormed off, or I walked away. Why not defraud yourself and justify that person and say, okay, you got mad because of this. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even did that. Man, when we do that, you know what's gonna happen? We gonna come back on one accord. We're going to come back on one accord. Because if we believe in Christ, we're going to be trying to bring forth a reasoning based on the scriptures. The scriptures teach us to be like-minded, one with another. You get that precept box, I ain't going to know where it's at. I ain't going to lie. You know, yes. Yes, bro, we finna find. It's in the pot with the one I want. About a man and a woman and agree.
Oh, okay. Ecclesiastes 25.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. When a man and a woman agree. How do we agree? But we gotta agree with what God says. Read it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and men. The unity of brethren.
The unity of brothers, like what you see up here. This is a beautiful thing. People come by all the time and, hey man, I commend y'all.